Welcome in. It's time for a new feature on the SDH Network, the Morning Espresso. We'll try to get you caught up on the news of the day in about the amount of time it would take you to enjoy a nice morning espresso. So let's get started with the news for Tuesday, December 17th, 2024. I'm Jason Longshore. Leagues Cup was all over the headlines yesterday. The tournament will be played between July 29th and August 31st of 2025. The games will be played in the midweek portion, not on the weekends. You're not going to stop the regular seasons in Liga MX and Major League Soccer for this tournament in 2025. More interleague matches. This is according to feedback from fans, from the clubs. I want to see what the format looks like in terms of Mexican teams hosting or hosting in the US. I want to see how many MLS teams are going to be in it, reportedly 18 to match the number of MLS or Liga MX teams. We'll see. I think this tournament has a lot of potential. I do like that you're separating how you're going to have these games played in the midweek. I think that will help the flow of everything. I think the kind of disjointed nature of the calendar at times for these past two seasons. And look, I'm talking from an Atlanta United perspective because they didn't make it out of the group stage and then there was a long break before league play got started again. That's not ideal. I think this will work better. It'll work better for overall conversation about these teams without that stoppage. And I think it'll add to the Leagues Cup tournament as well, which is a tournament with a lot of potential, just hasn't quite fully met it yet for me. Do give it a chance. I do like the nature of it. I just want to see it catch hold. Maybe this new format will allow it to do that. NCAA Men's College Cup completed last night. The entire college soccer season is done. The Vermont Catamounts are your men's D1 national champions. First time since the program started 61 years ago. First varsity non-skiing national championship from my research for Vermont. They got it done against the Marshall Thundering Herd, came back with a goal in the 81st minute from Marcel Papp of Hungary, and then Maximilian Kissel in the 95th minute. Golden goal winner. Yep, NCAA soccer still uses the golden goal. I think FIFA used that for like 4 years and got rid of it, and NCAA soccer keeps on keeping on. There's a few things in terms of rules that I do like about college soccer. There are some that I don't know why you got to be different, but they got to be different. Vermont is your champion and really good stuff for the Catamounts. Really excited to see if they can continue to build on this. This was a team that had a lot of older players, a lot of international players, and I'll be curious to see if they can continue this run. But they've been good for a little while. They finally got over the hump and got a national championship. Some negative news when it comes to the U.S. men's national team. Folarin Balogun will be out for 4 months. He has to have shoulder surgery. Tried to come back after a couple of months out with a shoulder injury. Second game back, re-injured it in a challenge. So now you have to have that surgery. It likely takes him out of the CONCACAF Nations League semifinal and final in March. Maybe the timeline works out for him, but probably it won't. And the U.S. men's national team dealing with a few other injuries at the moment. We'll see as we get closer to March what the squad is potentially looking like for Mauricio Pochettino. The women's Euro groups were drawn yesterday. The tournament's going to be in Switzerland next July. And one of the worst groups of death that I have ever seen in a tournament, Group D, France, England, Netherlands, along with Wales in their first tournament ever. Poor Wales. That's brutal. Group B is not easy either. Spain, Portugal, Italy, and Belgium. Group C, Germany, Sweden, Poland, Denmark. Group A, the hosts, Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, Finland. The Swiss got a great draw. Germany and Sweden got a decent draw. Spain, Portugal, and Italy should be battling it out for that second spot. Group D, have fun. France, England, Netherlands, and Wales. You're not going to have fun, unfortunately. Couple other bits of news. Vitor Pereira is ready to become the new Wolverhampton Wanderers head coach. He's agreed to a contract headed for England today. We'll see if he can have any more success than the rest of the Mendez-led people that have come in to run Wolves over the years. That Wolves has kind of been Wolves. We'll see if Pereira can do anything different. Intercontinental Cup final is tomorrow. Yeah, that's the previous Club World Cup, which was the previous Intercontinental Cup, which is now what it is. Real Madrid got a bye to the final. They're playing Pachuca, who got past Botafogo, who maybe was still hungover from winning the Copa Libertadores and the Brazilian League. Brazilian League, third title ever. Copa Libertadores for the first time. Botafogo might have still been in party mode. Pachuca got through them. They got to play Real Madrid tomorrow in Doha, and they're probably going to have to play Kylian Mbappe, although that's not a guarantee. Mbappe is in the squad. He has a thigh issue. He is expected to play a role in this match. Yesterday in Rome, Lazio thrashed 6-0 by Inter in Serie A. Lazio had not lost at home all season long. Let's get caught up on the latest in Barcelona as we round out the espresso. A couple more bits and pieces here. Dani Olmo, he is not registered for the second half of the season. And it comes out that if he does not get registered for the second half of the season, this is after Barcelona paid RB Leipzig $63 million that it sounds like they didn't really have, but they did. But now they don't have what they need to get him registered. Welcome to Barcelona. If they don't get him registered, he can walk on a free. So that means your $63 million is down the toilet. They have generally found a way to get the stuff done. La Liga will either allow it or fight it, or it'll be drawn out and it'll be headlines in all the Spanish tabloids, and then it'll get done. There's a new sponsorship deal with Nike, which I guess isn't enough to get it done. I don't know. You got 2 weeks. That's a lot of headlines. I would assume it gets done, but I don't know with Barcelona anymore. Maybe one day they'll get their nonsense sorted out. I don't know. Speaking of nonsense, we'll end it on this. The European Super League is back, kind of. It's called the Unify League, and they're going to challenge the UEFA Champions League, and they think they can legally. Look, I don't know. There was a court ruling in the European courts in December of 2023. And now the Unify League, which is led by A22 Sports, a Madrid-based company, close links to Florentino Perez of Real Madrid. A22 believes that UEFA has to allow this competition to go on. There's not going to be teams that are grandfathered in and participate every year like the Super League had. You have to qualify. 96 teams would compete. That's a little bit less than the Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League, and it would be the same kind of setup. The games would be available free to watch on the Unified platform. But if you don't want to see the commercials, then you could pay for that, which would be kind of like Spotify, kind of like Netflix, kind of like Paramount Plus, kind of like all the different streamers that do this. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know exactly if UEFA has to allow this, and if they do they have to allow the same teams to participate in both competitions? And that's not going to work. Teams are already playing too many games. Do you get to pick which competition? Look, I have no idea where this thing goes, but I can guarantee it's going to be a lot of headlines and it's going to be a lot of talk. And I guess that's going to succeed in something for all these people. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe by the time we have a couple more espressos, we'll have some kind of clue what happens with the Unify League. I do know that after you finish your espresso, you can watch the Chris Henderson press conference later today from Marietta, the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta training ground. The new chief soccer officer and sporting director for Atlanta United, Chris Henderson, will be speaking to the media. I'll be there. Madison Cruz will be there. Plenty of our friends will be there. We will have a special training ground dispatch afterwards on the SDH Network platforms. Hopefully, you've enjoyed your espresso this morning. More to come tomorrow as we will try each day to get you ready with those topics that you need to know about to sound smart when we're talking about soccer, right? That's what we're going to try to do. That's what the morning espresso will be. And that's what we're going to try to do every day here on the SDH Network.